Hi, this is Riddick Big Daddy Bo, two-time former world heavyweight champion, and you're watching Cool True Sports.
True School Sports.
True School Sports.
There you go, champ. Thank you.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to talk about a fight and a fighter that I really do think, like, this guy deserves a True School Sports video. This guy deserves to have some light shined upon his story because he may have slipped through the cracks yesterday with Jake Paul fighting and a very competitive and somewhat controversial Lomachenko-Jermaine Ortiz fight. And then, Williams Pereira breaking the record for the most punches thrown in a lightweight fight. This may have went over your head yesterday. Now, over there in England, out there in London, when Matchroom Boxing had their card, Katie Taylor fought Karen Carbajal. She won her fight. Shout out to her. But the real story of that card was on the undercard. It was buried on that undercard. And it's happened again. It's happened again, ladies and gentlemen. They threw Kiko Martinez to the wolves. They threw the Spanish, the Spaniard, the 36-year-old Spaniard to the wolves. And the Ageless wonder, just when everybody wrote him off, just when everybody thought that this was the end. This is the end of you, my friend. When they thought it was over for Kiko Martinez, the man rose from the ashes. He rose from the abyss. And he's done it again. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Kiko Martinez fought on the Katie Taylor undercard against none other than the European champion at featherweight, Jordan Gill. Now, for those of you who know Jordan Gill, I'm not going to sit out here and proclaim that Jordan Gill is some sort of killer. But when you factor in the Kiko Martinez is 36 years old, he just got pieced up by Josh Warrington in his last fight. People really thought it was the end. It was a far cry from his previous performance going into that fight against Kid Galahad, which he just ironed out Kid Galahad. So I really thought, and many people thought, that Kiko Martinez was done. He had gone as far as he could go in the sport of boxing. But Eddie Hearn went back to the well again, and Eddie Hearn tried to get Kiko Martinez beat by another one of his fighters in Jordan Gill. Now, Jordan Gill, I like Jordan Gill. He's a solid fighter domestically in the UK. I remember when Jordan Gill, his last fight prior to this one, the one that got him the European title, he fought Kareem Geffrey. And that was a fight where Jordan Gill had some adversity. He got dropped in the 7th round, got up off the deck, and then stopped Kareem Geffrey in the 9th round. It was probably one of the best turnarounds in a fight I can remember in the last couple of years. So Jordan Gill's a good fighter. He showed some grit. Not a big puncher. Only had 8 knockouts in 30 fights, 29 fights coming into the fight. But, he's beaten good, Kareem Geffrey, and he beat Reese Bellotti, and he had a good win against Cesar Joaquin Juarez. So he's not like no slouch, especially when you're a guy like Kiko Martinez, who at 36 years old, people are questioning him. What did Kiko do? What did our main man Kiko Martinez do? He's done what he did to Kid Galahad. He did it again. He absolutely folded up Jordan Gill like a blue steel chair. Now, I know Jordan Gill got dropped in his last fight, and he showed that he could overcome some adversity, but Kiko Martinez wouldn't allow. He dropped him twice in the 3rd round. He's throwing him a steady diet of left hooks and straight right hands in that real short, compact style he has. And before you know, when you looked up in the middle of the latter stage of that 4th round, Kiko Martinez had dropped Jordan Gill 4 times, and before you know it, you see Dave Caldwell, the trainer of Jordan Gill, on the apron with the towel, throwing in the towel. So Kiko Martinez, just when we thought he was done again, and Eddie Hearn tried to get him beat by another UK fighter, he does it again. He wins the European title, and now once again he's in line for another shot at the IBF title. So he won the IBF. So for those of you who aren't wondering, for those of you who are keeping track, 2 fights ago, Kiko Martinez upset the apple cart and knocked the fuck out of Kid Galahad to become IBF champion. He then loses the IBF belt in a one-sided fight to Josh Warrington. Well, yeah, a dominant fight from Josh Warrington where Kiko Martinez had some moments here and there. But like Kiko Martinez, even in that fight, even when he lost to Josh Warrington, broke Josh Warrington's jaw. So even in defeat, he was still a worthy adversary. And then does the same thing against Jordan Gill here. So I mean, you gotta give this man his credit. This guy, to me, he represents everything great about boxing. You know, we live in a day and age where you have like 1/3 of the top 10 from flyweight to heavyweight. About one fun fact, guys. I learned this recently. About 1/3 of boxing from flyweight to heavyweight in the top 10 of Ring Magazine rankings or ESPN rankings are undefeated. So in a day and age where most guys in the top 10 at the top level of boxing are undefeated or have one loss and do everything they can to preserve the records, and sometimes and many times don't get in there and fight all the guys in the era. Here we have a guy, Kiko Martinez, that when we talk about featherweight boxing, this guy's mixed it up with some of the best fighters of his era, and he's become champion. I mean, he's done what no other Spaniard fighter did before him. He was the first ever Spaniard to win a world title. You know, he's fought the likes of Carl Frampton twice, Scott Quigg, Leo Santa Cruz, Josh Warrington, Kid Galahad, Gary Russell Jr., Jordan Gill, Josh, you know, and the list goes on and on and on. And he's a great example of what I often talk about in boxing. Like, you don't have to have the pretty record to be somebody we care about or that we want to see fight in boxing, because look at his last 3 fights. He won a world title. He got a knockout. He got knocked out, but broke his opponent's jaw. And then he was brought in to lose for the European title, and he won that fight too. So I'm to the point with Kiko Martinez where he's become one of my favorite fighters in boxing, because one thing you kind of grow. One thing as a fight fan and as a boxing fan, that I've grown deep in understanding as I've followed the sport longer and longer in my life, is that a lot of these records are illusions, and the guys with one loss and who are undefeated really aren't as good as advertised. And sometimes, and many times, the guys with the 6 losses, 7 losses, 10 losses, those are actually the real fighters in the sport. Those are the guys that are really putting on the line. Those are the guys that really deserve our attention, because they're going in there and then test themselves. They're, like Kiko Martinez, whenever he decides to put his gloves up and hang them up for good, he's never going to ask himself those questions of, you know, how good was I? You know, he knows how good he is because he tested himself. And at this point, he's playing with house money because they didn't think he'd get to this point. Eddie Hearn brings him back and keeps trying to get him beat, and it backfires. So the way it's going now, I think with that win, he's supposed to be in line for another IBF world title shot. So maybe he fights Warrington again. And if not that fight, you know, personally, he called out Lee Wood after the fight. And you know what? I would love that fight. I would love to see Lee Wood against Kiko Martinez. I feel like their styles would mesh very well. Lee Wood would probably be the favorite, which would be different for him because he's not used to being the favorite. But he's a guy that likes to be in your chest, very physically strong, likes to push you back and make it a dogfight, which is great because that's exactly what Kiko Martinez is looking for. So, you know, if that's what he's calling out and that's what he wants next, I mean, I say give it to him. He's already fought Josh Warrington twice. I don't really want to see that again. I would much rather see him go in there against Lee Wood, because Lee Wood, I mean, you saw what he did to Mick Conlan. He sent Mick Conlan into the shadow realm. He sent him straight into the 5th dimension. You know, when he knocked him out the ring earlier this year, what was a great fight. So Kiko Martinez against Lee Wood, to me, would just be an absolute barn burner. It's honestly like, in that weight class, featherweight, that's probably the closest thing to guaranteed fireworks as you're gonna get. You know, 2 guys that are gonna do the thing. Or if not that fight, you know, I haven't checked the rankings, but like, let me see. Let me go ahead and see if this is if what I'm about to say is even a realistic possibility. Let's see. So Kiko Martinez. So right now, so like in the IBF, I know there's a fight with Odabek Komatov and Thomas Ward that's going to be on December 3rd. If Odabek Komatov wins that fight, I would like to see Odabek fight Kiko Martinez, because Odabek, that dude can punch, Kiko can punch. I just feel like that would be a great fight too. So there are so many great fights out there for Kiko Martinez. And in my opinion, when you talk about Kiko Martinez and the modern day living legends that are active in the sport right now, he is him. He is him, you know. So great performance, puts Jordan Gill in a body bag, put Kid Galahad in a body bag, broke Josh Warrington's fucking jaw. Man, Kiko Martinez, really someone that is truly great. You know, 44, 11-2, fought everybody, tested himself, became world champion against all odds as the B-side. from Spain, where they don't really produce boxers. They really more so produce central attacking midfielders for Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid and Liverpool and Everton and all these different soccer teams and football clubs. So he's done the unthinkable once again, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So shout out to Kiko Martinez. I'm gonna continue to cover his career here on True School Sports, and let me know what you guys think. The Ageless Wonder has done it again. We didn't think he'd do it again, but he did it again. So let me know what you guys thought of Jordan Gill's of his performance against Jordan Gill as he knocked him out in 4 rounds and has become European champion once again. Leave your comments down below. Make sure y'all take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
And I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best YouTube, the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing, too. You are spectacular, and
Thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.